Greetings. We give thanks for life and everything beautiful that comes with it. My name is Mwix. Welcome to this space once again. So, for the past 3 episodes, we've had some very interesting conversations, and I felt siniwache kiherehere and ask the people who know better. I know people. You wait a minute. So I'm here with my friend Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom, Mwix. It's very good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
I want to introduce you, but I don't know how to introduce you because this video is supposed to be very short and your intro will take 20 minutes.
Okay, so let's skip right to it. Let's just skip right to it.
So this is Shalom. Shalom is my friend. Again, I know people. So Shalom does a lot of things.
Yeah.
She's a friend of mine. Yeah. Tusishe marafiki. And she's a mentor. She's a teacher. She's a lot. Okay, Shalom. Introduce yourself.
I'm passionate about family.
Yeah.
Yes. So what I generally do is connect generations with everything that I'm doing.
Yeah. I think that is the best introduction for what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And that's why I came to you, because I found myself pushing myself into conversations about family, and I was like, and then what do I tell them? And then now what? Because the feedback was crazy. So just to jump straight to it, the rest about Shalom you will know as we go on. Sawa, ama you ask me, badai, link you up to Shalom. Nyuma ya tent. So we were having this conversation about parenting, children appreciating their parents and all that. Then we realized that there are children who are coming from families that don't have, both parents are not present, either separation or whatever. But before we get there, just take us through the importance of both figures, mother figure, father figure, being present in their child's life. Yeah.
So basically, to understand the importance of something, you need to actually go back a bit, or go forward. Let me say go forward to where you would ask what would happen if it wasn't there. So what would happen to children who have been raised in such a situation? The outcome really is dependent on what happens, how it got there. You said rightfully that some people end up not being brought up by both parents because of death, divorce, separation, illness. It could be whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now, if it happens when a child is in their teens and they're looking for an identity, they're going to have serious identity confusion, because they won't know, who am I, who do I belong to, what am I going to call myself, do they even love me, and then children and teens end up behaving as though it's their fault. And so what will they do? They'll start looking for the thing that they end up lacking in a single parent or divorce separation situation. So it's important to have both parents or both parent figures present, because children need affection, and they get that within the family setting. Children need to be shown acceptance, to be accepted for who they are, to be accepted as they are, right? And that happens best within the family. The other thing is affiliation. When a child says, I am so and so's son, or I'm so and so's daughter, they feel good. When parents are showing up in school events and then they say, things like, okay, so this is my dad, this is my mom, the child feels good. So why is it important to have both parents present? It gives a child a sense of identity. It gives a child a place to belong. It gives a child somebody to accept them as they are.
And now we have those cases where, let's put aside about the situation about death. Now it's separation and divorce, because it is really happening in our society right now.
More than ever.
And all of a sudden, one parent decides, no, you don't come near my children. You stay far.
For revenge, especially.
For revenge, for ego, for whatever point you're trying to prove. What does that do to a child?
It's messy. It's annoying. Like when I work with children who are in such family situations, one of the things they are is so angry. Like, can't you grown-ups just work it out? Can't you guys at least pretend when I'm around? You get? I like my dad, I like my mom. Why do you have to make me choose? So the child is left frustrated. They're left angry. They're left so sad, disappointed. that's how we are ending up, because they lose that connection that they had,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they had formed a relationship.
Yeah.
Then this parental relationship doesn't work, and suddenly you're forcing them to make a choice
Mm-hmm.
as to who they're going to live with.
Yeah.
For children, especially the younger ones who think in concrete terms, they think absolutely, if I go with mom, then it means I hate dad.
Exactly.
If I go with dad, then it means I hate mom.
Mm.
Right? So the child needs to believe that they belong. They need to believe that they're loved. They need to understand that that separation
Yeah.
is not their fault,
Yeah.
and it's not them who caused it to happen.
Mhm.
And the only people who can convince them of that are the parents,
The parents.
by the way they behave.
Yeah.
So the one of saying that you cannot have access to my child
Mm.
to pay back, like that's to revenge.
Yeah.
Imagine that really spoils it for the child.
Yeah.
And then the worst thing is that it causes behavior issues,
Mm.
and the child starts taking it out on other children,
Yeah.
and soon you have a whole cycle of a messed up kid because you did not handle it well as
They're
parents.
trying to look for that attention
Of
because they're
course,
not
they
getting
need
it from
yeah,
that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a child, by the way,
Yeah.
will appreciate attention whether it's negative or positive.
It's attention.
So they will behave badly because you're noticing them.
Yeah.
If you never come to school, if both of you cannot come unless I have hit another child, then I'll hit another child.
So that you can show
So
up.
both of you can show up.
Then I'll feel loved. Oh man.
Yeah,
It
that's
is-
how it messes up kids.
Yeah.
Mm.
And now let's go to choosing, when it comes to choosing that father figure. Now,
Yeah.
for example, in those extreme cases where you've gone even to the court and then they've decided now, because this person has this crazy addiction going on, or
Yeah.
this person is abusive to this level and it's affecting the children, then you cannot come near them for this number of years until you do therapy, you do whatever, and they confirm that you're okay, you're fit to see them.
Yeah.
So now, when in case of those extreme cases now, what happens? Because at the end of the day, I think it is still important to have a figure guiding these children. So how do you go about that?
If you understand the value of a father in a child's relationship, there's a stability that they give.
Yeah.
And if you get bashed by people for me saying that, that's yours, right?
Yeah.
But there's a stability that the guy will give.
Mm-hmm.
There's a strength that they provide that sometimes the woman is not able to.
Yeah.
However, at the same time, there's stability that the mother also provides.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when choosing who this other person is going to be, this father figure, or in many cases today, mother figures,
Yeah.
when choosing that person, I think it's to think about the values. What is it that you want for your child? Who do you want? Who do you envision your child being when they grow up?
Yeah.
What values do you want them to uphold? So you choose somebody who's going to take them in that direction,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're not just choosing someone to come just because his gender is male,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Or he makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it's about the child.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not saying that you compromise your happiness over
Yeah.
the child.
Yeah.
And a father figure for the child does not mean you're sleeping with them.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be somebody that you're also living with. It's
Yeah.
somebody who's going to be there to take them out for coffee, take
Yeah.
them out for lunch, visit them, do life with them,
Mm-hmm.
and affirm them.
Yeah.
Call out the greatness in the kid. So this can be an uncle, it can be whoever, it can be a grandfather, it can be brother, it can be a friend, it can be a neighbor.
Yeah.
Just a man who's going to be able to tell this child, you're okay,
Yeah.
and you can make it,
Yeah.
and you can do greater things. Call out the greatness in the child.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for, if it's a mother figure that you're looking for, because
Yeah.
I mean, now I think families have changed. We are really, it's almost becoming a split of 50-50 kusema kweli.
Yeah. Actually, we are there.
We are there.
Yes.
Where women have also really messed up,
Yeah.
and men are looking for good mother figures for
For their children.
their children.
Yeah.
You're looking for somebody who's going to nurture them,
Yeah.
who's going to hug them and love on them, who's going to, like teach them certain life skills that they can only learn while interacting with a woman.
Yeah.
And again, this can be your sister, it can be an auntie of theirs, it can be a neighbor, it can be whoever it is. You don't have to be married to them.
Yeah.
That's what I think would take. So choose the values that you want your child to actually uphold in the end.
Yeah.
And then also,
Yeah.
I always like saying build a village. It's not just about this father figure.
Yeah.
It's about who else is in this child's life
Yeah.
that will help them grow in that direction.
Because
but if
again,
someone is going to come as a parent
yeah.
figure,
Yeah.
then they need to have seriously the same values as you do.
Yeah. Because I'm also trying to imagine in a situation where separation happened. This parent is over there. Then they're not allowed to meet this child. And then you've gotten this amazing father figure. They're there. A mother figure. She's there. And then at this time when this child really needs them, they're not available because maybe their life is happening. You know,
They have another life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I really like the idea that you put across about having a village, because now that means there's this person or this person or this person.
There are other people who can fill in the space.
They can step in when the child needs them. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, the other thing that really comes up, by the way,
Yeah.
let's just mention this, is discipline.
Yes.
Because the challenge of getting another parent
Mm-hmm.
or somebody else to come and fill in that space
Yeah.
is discipline. How do you then discipline this child?
Mm-hmm.
The rule
Yeah.
that basically should be followed, and let me say rule very loosely,
Mm-hmm.
should be the biological parent is the one who disciplines the child.
Ah.
Okay?
Yes.
Because see, this other person is coming in, they're still an outsider. However much of a father figure they may be, they're not the father, they're the figure.
Yeah.
They're the father figure or
Yeah.
mother figure. So when it comes to discipline, you cannot excuse discipline. You cannot allow this child to behave the way they're behaving just because you're divorced.
Yeah.
Good manners is good manners, right? Morals are morals.
Yeah.
But when this father figure comes and sees there's an issue,
Mm-hmm.
they can report the issue to you, the biological parent,
Yeah.
and then you discipline that child.
Yeah.
Because one of the ways we really mess up these relationships is by letting our children run riot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, letting them do whatever they want
Yeah.
because this is what they're going through.
Yeah, because they're going through a lot. You know, their mom is not
Exactly.
around. Oh, their dad is
And now
not
what
around.
happens? They
Yeah.
become such unpleasant people to be with.
Yeah.
It's hard to even find that father figure that you want.
Yeah.
Because then they're brats.
Yeah. But also we have like what is also the role of this now in a situation where this parent has settled down with someone else, stepfather, stepmother.
Yeah.
What is their role? Like what should be in their mind? Like you already know this person has a child or children. How do they fit in now? This grown up, how do they?
This
fit in?
new one who has come into the relationship.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
What is their role in this child's life? What do they need to understand before they come and start catching my feelings?
Let me say,
Yeah.
the first thing is to build a relationship with the child.
Yeah.
And what does building a relationship look like? It's spending time with them,
Yeah.
understanding them, understanding what they like, what they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just so that you can feed them it's just so that you can meet their needs, so to speak.
Mhm.
It's to first and foremost understand them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then the child also needs to get to know you
Mhm.
as the newcomer.
Yeah.
Let me put newcomer in quotes.
Yes.
Because for them to trust you with anything, even their story, even their life,
Mhm.
they need to know a bit more about you. So you're not just coming because you're mom's friend or dad's friend. You're coming because you're a human being. Be vulnerable. Share from your own story. If you see the child is struggling with academics, talk about your academic struggles. If you see the child is struggling with friendships, share about how you made friends. Help them hack life so that you look like an ally.
Yeah.
Not just look like an ally, so that you be an ally from a point of understanding them.
Yeah.
So I think the first thing to do when you get into such a situation, build a relationship with the child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is really helpful.
Mm.
For real. Now, what else did I want to? I think I've covered everything that we really wanted to talk
At
about.
least for now.
Yeah.
And I
for
hope
now.
what it does is
Yeah.
really open up the conversations
Yeah.
between you and your audience and other people,
Yeah.
where we start asking ourselves,
Mhm.
what exactly are we doing? Project what that child will look like 20 years from now,
Yeah.
and just ask, what can I do now to
Yeah.
make it better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because now listen, when I was having this conversation with the kids, there's a child who said something. I was like, hold up, because a child. First, I was like, okay, tell me what you appreciate about the father figures in their lives. So one of them was like, what about some of us who don't even know who our fathers are? And I was like, okay, do you have an uncle who comes to see you? Do you have, is there a friend to mom who comes to see you? Then they remember and they're like, yeah, they are there. There are some friends of mom from work. There's an uncle of mine, and then I know that. So yeah, I realized, oh, there are these cases and these cases, so I have to be aware of them. So one child just says, my parents fight a lot, but they can never divorce because they like me so much.
Wow. Okay.
Hey. No.
That's confidence.
I know.
Yeah.
But no, what does such statements do?
Yeah.
to this other one who is coming from a family that's separated, does it mean these ones were not, they didn't love me enough?
It can mean
So-
they didn't love me enough.
Yeah.
And I think that we can repair,
Yeah.
or maybe not, I don't know. But imagine a kid who thinks it's okay to fight. What sort of relationships, that's what hit me first. Because what sort of relationships
Yeah.
will they form later on in life? Of accepting, you know what? I can fight. I
Yeah.
can beat whoever I want to beat. We can fight with each other.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah.
Mm.
It's actually the divorce and separation situation
Yeah.
is confusing children on very many levels.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's the one who'll sit and think, so mine doesn't love me. Is that why they left? But then imagine this other child who's watching
Yeah.
and they're thinking, you know, fighting, I've seen my mother being burnt, being banged, her hair being pulled, you know,
Yeah.
whatever it might be,
Mm.
held prisoner, being knifed, you know. Is
Yeah.
that what love really is?
Or even insults,
Yeah.
yelling, shouting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that the fighting that I want? Does that really mean love? And if they end up internalizing that and saying, okay, maybe it does,
Yeah.
then it means you're setting them up to accept abuse themselves in future.
Or
So-
perpetrate.
They perpetrate the abuse also because that's
Mm.
you know, I know of a kid who actually was beating up the mom because that's what he knew.
Beating the mom.
Yes, because he had seen the mom being beaten.
Yeah.
And that's what actually happens to children.
You know, this is how mom is loved.
Yeah. This is my will. And then culturally we mess it up also by talking about things of, if he doesn't beat you, then he doesn't love you.
Yeah.
That's where some of those beliefs are coming from.
Yeah.
From tolerating abuse in the family and doing this thing of sticking in
Mhm.
or sticking, you know, staying in as long as you possibly can.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Sometimes-
let's look good for the society.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best thing you can do for your children is part. So at the end of the day, I feel, let's think about the children,
Yeah.
because thinking about them and considering them
Yeah.
is how we'll change the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is how we'll turn around this cycle and then keep them in healthy relationships
Mm.
or perpetrate this bad stuff that we are seeing right now.
Yeah.
And I don't want to imagine how bad it will become moving on.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Oh man. But I like what you said. Sometimes the best for them is
Just part.
just part.
Yeah. You're better off apart than you are together. So
Yeah.
it may be best for the child that you part.
So that you don't feed them bile,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean that is a story for another day. We can go all the way
But
about
what we do.
about
Yeah.
what we've done and what is
Yes.
happening.
Yeah.
And the time we're looking around and we're like, Aki, watoto squeezy.
In fact, one day plan a longer one for case studies and things like those. So
Yeah.
because when kids come to the counseling room and we are asking, I know we sort of like tell them this is what I think may be going on.
Yeah.
They ask, how do you know my story? Because it's so many of them who
It's
are
a
going
pattern.
through that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At the same time, there's parents who wonder, how do you know my story?
Mm-hmm.
So there's parents who are getting on with life,
Yeah.
making do with what they know, being as harsh and as strict as possible on their children
Yeah.
without understanding that they're messing up their child, right?
Mm.
And they also need compassion.
At the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's not just, I know this conversation was about the effect on children,
Yeah.
but even the parents themselves who are going through the divorce
Yeah.
need compassion.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Okay.
Oh yes, I'm definitely coming back. You will see me around here a lot.
You're most
Yeah.
welcome.
I'll do a lot of those. Hey, Shalom.
Yeah.
I'm in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Can we shoot
Karibu.
something?
Karibu, karibu, karibu.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you so much. I really appreciate it. I think this has been such a good conversation. And I hope that we will have more of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
And also, Shalom has her YouTube channel. Is it still running?
Yes, it is.
Of course it is.
It is. It's
Yeah.
still running. It's
Retro.
Retro group.
Retro Group.
Mm.
Retro Group. This is a part we write over here. Retro Group.
R-I-T-R-O.
Yeah.
Not retro, retro.
Retro children.
Like now there you go bastardizing my
Okay.
who are serious.
Crop.
R-I-T-R-O.
I don't know why that just came to my mind.
Retro
Yeah.
kids, yeah.
Yeah, so also check out Retro Kids,
Retro group.
Retro Group.
Mm-hmm.
That is the name on
The
YouTube.
channel.
So the channel is Retro Group. Check it out. There are also a lot of amazing conversations there, touching on parenting, teenagers, kids, all that. Yeah. So to end up, you subscribe over here, you subscribe over there. Yeah. amazing content so that you don't feed yourself with a lot of nonsense and then you say, there's no good content on YouTube. There it is. Here it is. We're giving it to you. Okay? So you do what we do. Subscribe, the notification bell, Nini, all those things. Share. What? Be nice. Okay? It's been amazing. Pass by again. Yeah. We have something else coming up. As you've heard, I'll be around here a lot talking to Shalom.
See you.
Like we can go. Do you want us to go?
Oh, sorry. I thought we were going. Useni mdaku anangojea stories ndio wakati.
Hakuna, si nimekat.
Umekat na vile unakaa uko bado.
Zi nimekat.
Ako hivi.